Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of Tehillim Treasures, where we will plumb the beautiful depths and treasures of Tehillim from the very beginning of Tehillim to the end of David HaMelech's masterpiece. This episode is brought to you by Chazaq. Chazaq is an organization that helps public school children become Shomrei Torah mitzvahs, exposes them to the beauty of Torah and mitzvahs. Imagine for a moment you're standing in a store or you're walking down the street. You know the neighbor. You've known them for many years. You see their children riding their bike in the driveway. And you know they're Jewish. But now there's someone who can help them take the next step. And that is Chazaq, with countless programs after school and other wonderful programs to help expose them to the beauty of Yiddishkeit. If you know someone or know someone that knows someone that can help these children, then please email at psty@chazaq.org. This episode is also brought to you by Chickens for Shabbos. Chickens for Shabbos is exactly what it says it is, plus more. There are many people. There are Melamdim's children. There are Agunis. There are Grushis. There are families that do not have simple essentials for Shabbos and for life. Whatever they need, Chickens for Shabbos is there to provide. Please do your utmost to help in any way you can. We begin with Kapitel Kuf Tez Vav, chapter 115 of David HaMelech's magnificent Sefer Tehillim. And this is, of course, in the middle of Hallel. We find ourselves in the middle of Hallel, and Hallel is Leilanu Hashem Leilanu. And it's part of Hallel that is only recited when we say a Hallel, not when we say a Chatzi Hallel. So what is this? He says, now, it's important that the second part of the kapitel is said all the time, and that is Hashem Zecharanu Yivarech. In our Sidurim, we find it as two separate chapters, and here in Sefer Tehillim, the Sefer Yesoid V'Shayir Shavot, Rav Alexander Ziskin, I'm sorry. Thank Hashem for all the good that He has done and will do for us for all future generations until the end of time. Think about that. We have to bless Hashem, me'atah from now, vi'ad until the end. So I recently heard something that was just a phenomenal idea. An idea that is really based. Again, Rebbe had a chassid that came to him. Chassid that was never childless years. Rebbe, I've been crying and begging you to give me a bracha for so many years, and I want to be able to daven to Hashem with the proper kavanis, but it's so hard. I'm so broken. And the Rebbe asked him, "Did you thank Hashem today for anything?" And yet, for your wife? Matter of fact, no, I didn't. I was crying to Hashem to give me a baby. Did you thank Him for your health? No, unfortunately. Tefillah to have a baby. Did you for your parnasa? And again, the answer was no. Rebbe told him an unbelievable yesod. A 60 as to how we utilize our time of davening. For 6 thank yous, we can offer 4 pleases. 60-40. It seemed a little random at the time, but the Rebbe told him that if he does this in Mitzvah Shem, he will be zoiche to have. And so he changed the way he davens. And the next day he was saying Hallel. To thank Hashem, because His kindness is forever. And he thanked Him, and then he realized that the term Haidul appears 6 times exactly in Hallel. 6 thank yous. The pleases appear 4 times. On Hashem Yishiona, on Hashem Yishiona, on Hashem Atzlicha, on Hashem Atzlicha. You have your 60-40 split. Realizing that this was a siman min hashamayim, that what the Rebbe had told him carries great weight, he decided to do, and that was to daven to the Rebbeinu, thanking him, and for, I'm going to have to, because it wants, okay. What do we do?
He realized from Silver Shaman.
We must take it as that when a person thanks Hashem.
It was the rule of the story.
What?
The Chassid realized.
Chassid realized that it is a siman min hashamayim, that what the Rebbe had told him carries great weight and great meaning. And sure enough, 9 months later, he and his wife were zeiche to be blessed with their first child. So again, when we're saying Hallel, the expressions of Haidah, the expressions of gratitude, must be even more so than the expressions of bakasha, of asking Hashem for things, though both are required. You ask as well. We now turn to Kapitel Kuv Tev Zayin, chapter 116. Once again, this is a combination of 2 kapitluch. The first part of the chapter, when the second part of Ma'ashiv Lashem, very, very famous, Ma'ashiv Lashem. This kapitel time. It's a very, very famous kapitel in Tehillim. It's a very famous song. There's a lot, when people sing Hallel, they have a lot of different nigunim. And I always tapped in to the old Chicago Pirkei song. And the old Chicago Pirkei song had, we must be going back 40 years. And it goes like this. It maybe helps in the mood. And this is how it goes. Let's see if I remember. It goes, Ma'iv la Koil tagmulai alai Oikais Yeshuais Esam b'shem It's a little bit different, but it's a very, very beautiful, beautiful niggin. And in the middle of the kapitel we say Tzara v'yagain emtza, that this I would find u'v'shem Hashem ekra. Says your magnificent kapitel. Normally when someone asks his friend for a favor, he does so in a calm and pleasant manner. He's not going to beg. It's beneath his dignity to do so. And in fact, if the matter was not so urgent, perhaps he would decide not to ask at all for the favor, because that's how powerful the feelings of shame are. But when it comes to a matter of life and death, then we put aside all feelings of pride. We put aside all feelings of embarrassment, and we say, I need this. It could be 2 o'clock in the morning. And if somebody, Chas v'Shalom, in your house needs immediate medical attention, you would come in and you would say, open in the morning. But that sense of urgency, death. The same applies to tefillah, says Rav. There is not a and he calmly makes his request and sometimes doesn't even ask at all. It's not a pressing matter. It's not a pressing matter. It's embarrassing. I don't want to have to ask. But if a person finds himself in a state of danger, there's no hesitation. You come banging on the door, you're screaming and yelling, and it doesn't make a difference how embarrassing it may be. David found himself tzara v'yagain emtza. David HaMelech was in a constant state of crisis. It is mind-boggling when we read through the kapitel of Tehillim. Being chased, he is unwell, he has children that are unwell, he has children that are going through difficult times. David HaMelech lives a life that encompasses all. And because of that, tzara v'yagain emtza uv'shem Hashem ekra. That's why David HaMelech's pleading and begging and his kapitel of Tehillim, and that's why he was answered. He was answered because there was urgency in his pleading. If we're very lackadaisical about it, so the Rebbeinu Shalom doesn't feel the need to answer our tefillas. Someone once asked Rabbi Yechiel Spero, how were you zoiche to be so successful with your Talmidim? And he said, I don't understand. You take boys from homes where they don't have Torah, and you transform them into Talmidei Chachamim. How do you do it? How is it possible to take clothing that and make smiled? And he said, that's easy. We wash the clothing with our tears. And when you have such urgency possible, until next time, sei gesund.